Hi there, this is Tintin. Today we're talking about the current trend in stock market. Given that most investors want to participate in Bitcoin by given a rise, some do not know if Bitcoin prices have risen too much. However, there's a high chance that there will be an ETF that tracks the price of Bitcoin along with its peers. Some investors may want to invest in the ETF. So in today's video, we're talking about how the creation of the cryptocurrency ETF will affect the settlement selling Bitcoin and other digital currencies. Before you continue, please smash the like button and if you like to see more such videos, please subscribe to this channel. Firstly, we're talking about the top destination for Bitcoin mining. The US is now number one destination for Bitcoin mining, eclipsing China for the first time. While it was already trending in that direction, new data from Cambridge released make it official. As of July, 35.4% of Bitcoin hash rate, an industry term used to describe the collective computer power of miners, is in the US, according to Cambridge Center for Alternative Finance. That is a 428% increase from September 2020. America partly has China to thank for its newfound dominance in the mining industry. 12 months ago, China was the market leader in terms of hash rate by a long shot, but Beijing cryptocurrency crackdown in the spring took the half the world Bitcoin miners offline practically overnight. However, the second largest US mortgage lender decided to ditch its plan to accept payment in Bitcoin. US homebuyers are not all that interested in paying their mortgage in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. United Wholesale Mortgage, which makes its public debut in January via a SPAC merger, began piloting crypto payment in August in a first for industry. But CEO Matt Isabel now tells CNBC that after testing it out, the company decided it wasn't worth it. Due to the current combination of incrimination costs and regulatory uncertainty in the crypto space, we have concluded we are not going to extend beyond a pilot at this time, said Isabel. But ultimately, the demand wasn't there. Isabel told CNBC that borrowers liked it and said it was cool, but having the option to transact in crypto wasn't a driver. It's the latest evidence that many cryptocurrency users are treating it as an investment rather than a replacement for money. While cryptocurrency's price has risen in the last year, it is still seldom to use to buy and sell physical goods. Instead, most investors adhere to the HODL, hold on for dear life mindset, where they buy and hold the virtual coin in hopes they will rise in value. In the last year, that has been a good bet. Bitcoin is worth more than 5 times as much it was a year ago, while Ether is up more than 10 times. Both Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen and SEC Chair Gary Gensler said they have no plans to impose restrictions on cryptocurrency trading. However, the proposed infrastructure bill contains new reporting requirements for cryptocurrency brokers and prominent players in the space, including Coinbase and Edison Hoistel, have asked regulators for more clarity. For the 6 homeowners who took part in the experiment, some may now face a tax bill for the payment they have made in Bitcoin. Secondly, we're talking about grayscale investment close to applying for a spot in Bitcoin ETF. The investment firm had intended to file its application to the SEC as soon as the agency allows efforts by commentators for future-based Bitcoin ETF, said the person. The grayscale application begins a 35-day review period, said a source who declined to be identified because New York-based companies hadn't disclosed its plan. If approved, grayscale ETF would be another step in legitimization of the nascent crypto asset class. Bitcoin has proven resilient, approaching all-time highs over 60,000 even after setbacks, including being banned by China last month. The Bitcoin future ETF impending debut, while significant, is considered an inadequate step by some crypto investors because it will link to derivative contracts traded on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange rather than actual Bitcoin. Grayscale Spot Bitcoin application, however, represents an investment that is backed by Bitcoin, not derivatives tied to it. Grayscale had a significant chunk of the world's Bitcoin holding in storage for its trust, known by the GBTC ticket. GBTC had $38.7 billion in assets under management. Moreover, many investors are geared up for the US regulators to clear the first Bitcoin future exchange traded fund. The SEC is set to allow the first US Bitcoin future exchange fund to start trading, a landmark victory for a cryptocurrency industry that has long sought permission from Wall Street top regulators, according to a person familiar with the matter. Specifically, the person said the SEC isn't likely to block the ETF proposed by ProShare and Invesco, which are based on future contracts and were found under mutual fund guidelines that SEC Chairman Chris Gaines thinks to offer investors significant protection. Approval of an ETF that gives mainstream investors exposure to Bitcoin will be a landmark for the cryptocurrency industry, which has long pushed for greater acceptance of digital assets on Wall Street. Quote, the ETF unit is being priced in with the market expected an approval on Monday. This is driving the price up. Vijay Iyer, head of Asia Pacific at cryptocurrency exchange Luno, told CNBC. However, Iyer cautions that a rejection of ProShare's product could send Bitcoin sharply lower. Michael Moore, executive director at digital asset hedge fund ARK36, said Bitcoin could rally above its nearly 65,000 all-time high from April, but warned the cryptocurrency may subsequently undergo a shorter pullback. Quote, investors should be aware that the hopes for a sustained rally above the 60,000 mark and further through the previous all-time high may as well turn into buy the rumor, sell the new scenario, Moore said. Next, we're talking about a Bitcoin bull feels about the price of Bitcoin being at this price. Hedge fund manager Mark also believes investors will take profit due to cryptocurrency sharp rally over the last few weeks. Quote, there are a lot of people that think we could hit 100k by the end of the year. The stock to flow model said we should. The Check Capital Management CEO and CIO told CNBC Trading Nation. Quote, I also won't be surprised by a little constellation. Look, we are up 40% this month, which is only 15 days old. End quote. Next, we're talking about how a worker investors feel about the Bitcoin price hitting 60k. The big short investors Michael Burry inquires about ways to bet against Bitcoin just before the world's largest cryptocurrency hit a 6-month high to breach the 60,000 level. Quote, okay, I haven't done this before. How do you short a cryptocurrency? Burry said in a tweet. Quote, Do you have to secure a borrower? Is there a short rebate? Can a position be squeezed and called in? In such volatile situation, I tend to think it's best not to short. I'm taking out loud here. End quote. The framed investors have been a vocal critic of cryptocurrencies, taking issue with the vast volatility and speculative trading activity. He previously compared Bitcoin to the 2007 housing bubble, which he had bet against and profited from immensely. Burry was one of the few investors to call and profit from the subprime mortgage crisis. He was depicted in Michael Lewis' book The Big Short and subsequent Oscar-winning movie of the same name. Burry now manages about $340 million at Zircon Asset Management. Finally, we're talking about the first Bitcoin future ETF to make its debut today. The most anticipated ETF from Berkshire, which trades the Bitcoin futures market, will begin trading on New York Stock Exchange under the ticker BITO. The company confirmed, quote, "We believe a multitude of investors have been eagerly awaiting the launch of a Bitcoin-linked ETF after years of efforts to launch one," Berkshire CEO Michael Lee Sapir said in a statement. BITO was open up exposure to Bitcoin to a large segment of investors who have a brokerage account and are comfortable buying stocks and ETF, but don't desire to go through the hassle and learning curve of establishing another account with a cryptocurrency provider, or are concerned that these providers may be unregulated and subjected to security risks. Bitcoin future ETF will also be a big regulatory feat for the still young crypto industry, which has long struggled to cement crypto place in a highly regulated financial world. Four more ETF providers are hoping to move forward with trading this month. A second future-based ETF could come as soon as this week. In conclusion, most investors are highly anticipating the new Bitcoin future ETF, given that some retail investors have been waiting to participate in this trade. The new ETF could provide a new avenue for them to participate in. Moreover, most cryptocurrency investors will believe and feel that the market finally acknowledges cryptocurrencies could become a mainstream media for trading in the future. However, given the rise of Bitcoin, it is very hard to justify the current price of Bitcoin. Hence, I will not be participating in this trade. With that, thank you, have a nice day. Goodbye.